I was lucky enough to attend the Dragon's 40th birthday meetup weekend in Port Talbot recently, and this is a quick look around the place, the events and the people. What was a fun packed weekend. Hope you enjoy. Anyway, Matt's in the car with me, so
because the only thing wrong with the Dragon 32 is the appalling video hardware.
Now at the show you will see some amazing add-on video hardware, I expect.
Right.
Someone will have it. I nearly bought the board, but it's a recreation. It's like a recreation of a board that was available back in the day. And I'm really impressed. I've got a big board in mine as well with an 80 column card.
Oh, right, okay.
So there's a few custom Dragons going today.
Oh, okay. So
Owen's a typical Welsh transport company.
is it really?
Yeah, absolutely. You see their trucks everywhere.
I hate hearing my voice.
Yeah, me too. I sound terrible. Oh, well, that's not it then. A few people have said that. Actually, they can listen to me talk about computers.
Yeah, you got a bit of a soft voice, right?
Yeah. Well, that's the Echo said that, the soft-spoken Welshman.
Yeah. I think you are, Tim. You know.
It used to be along here somewhere, the duplication firm where we used to duplicate our cassettes.
Okay.
So literally along here somewhere. I wish I could remember it. Up one of these side streets, there might be a building somewhere. God, just as
Do you
we
remember the company name or anything like that?
I don't. That's the problem. I'd have to look. Mum might remember it. I must ask her. Does anyone actually know what they're doing here?
How many tables have actually
got
been used? You've got three
It's a Spectrum person.
put stuff on, and then
They're not being out random bits of
Random bits of software and you need to go through those.
You got a bit of a setup there.
Yeah, there we go. So we got the.
Oh, you got the.
Yeah, that's the original. That's the original item.
Because in there is the original article about how to write text adventure games.
Okay.
It's
Cool.
Ken Reed's article. Yeah.
And that was what Tim's friend, forget his name now.
Graham?
Graham, yeah, he based the original Quill.
Adventure writing system on it.
Yeah, on that article.
And that's obviously how we published it first. In that little.
May I?
Yeah, it's very fragile, mine. So be careful.
Careful as possibly can.
Yeah, it's really good. So, and that is exactly the setup we would have had in 1983 for trying to write a Dragon version of it.
Okay.
So that's exactly the same kit.
Because the Dragon is, that's the two.
So that is the exact setup the Guildsoft would have had. And then that side is obviously the Dragon as it is today with a decent plus board, 64K upgrade. Put it on a modern PC and all the rest of it with a chip MSC. So it's the original in 80 and what we do now.
Okay, 68.
Yeah.
68.
Yeah. Graham actually did email Ken Reed and had an exchange with him at one point. He said he was paid about £400 for writing the article.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was really good for back in the day.
So here you go. So this is the original.
Okay.
You can tell this has been looked at a lot because these are the only pages that kind of fall out. But yeah. And
it gives you like a pseudocode listing of how to write an adventure interpreter. Yeah.
An FPGA is at the core of something called Tingbot. You've heard about it? No. Do a Google search for Tingbot. T-I-N-G-B-O-T.
T-I-N-G-D-O-T.
Ting, as in
Ting
thing
dot.
without the H. Tingbot.
I know. I'm not doing as much as I should be, but I feel like I should be doing more preserving and less crafting about with this sort of stuff. But this is part of it, isn't it?
Well, we're still around. It is the most important part because it's from those anecdotes as people speak, the small nuggets of information that were lost. Where they come from?
Yeah, because the thing is, because Richard Wells's daughter coming in, she didn't have a very good word to say about Welsh Development Agency. She didn't have a lot of very good words to say about that.
Well, why have you got a scanner And what is that?
through the two great big gaping holes in the back of the
So this is the only known copy of Microsoft 609 Basic
Really?
in the world.
In this room here now in front of me.
Yeah, in this room. Yeah. This was printed out 40 years ago by Duncan.
And you're
For
going
part
to...
of his work at Dragon Daily.
So that's your task for these 2 days now, is to scan that in.
Is to scan that in so that Microsoft can then preserve this and publish it on GitHub.
Well
Along
done,
with
that
they
man.
have the other basics.
And you're doing it where your aunt lived.
Yeah.
So it comes out, and it was probably printed out here in Port Talbot. Or in Swansea somewhere.
Probably was, yeah, somewhere. Yeah, it might have been Swansea.
Yeah, so what a place to preserve it.
Yeah.
Well, better get on with it then. I'll set a time lapse up.
I think this will be my task for today and tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to try and do something similar and recover the original source code off of my old cassette tape. So we'll see what happens. Oh, wow.
Repro beta.
Yeah. So booting into OS 9.
Yep.
That is impressive. And that's a full reconstruction and new boards and everything, yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Not every day you see something like that, is it?
the DAP uses unobtainium chips, so I designed a little replacement board for them.
Yeah.
And that is a replacement for the DRAM with just 2 SRAMs.
Yeah, which you could populate the full RAMs if you wanted, but it's just easier.
It's just easier. Well, because the normal Dragons require 128 cycle DRAMs. We
Right.
weren't sure whether this did, and I think John had problems with the RAM on his. So.
Right.
And there's a little board. If you notice, the floppy adapter is a 26-way.
Right.
That just adapts it to be a standard.
Right.
Yeah, floppy
Yeah.
interface. And obviously there's I built an interface to interface the USB keyboard mouse to.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because otherwise it's a standard Dragon connector, is it? It's standard sort of. Well, no.
No,
But it's custom keyboard of some
It's a
kind.
custom keyboard, yeah.
Serial or
Sorry.
some sort of serial interface? isn't
Yes,
it?
yeah. Bit like in concept, a bit like the one on the original Beat Micro.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so it's a matrix that's accessed serially.
Yeah. Yeah, so you basically got a chip that interfaces the multiplexes it onto the serial bus with a shift register. Or whatever.
Yeah. Well, that's got a pair of Raspberry Pi Picos in it and does it all in software. The original interface I had is up there on the back of the disk drive.
Right.
That's basically an AVI that does PS2 to the matrix on the bottom board, and then the top board is what would be in the basic keyboard that just reads that matrix and serialises it.
Fascinating work. Well done. Well done.
Thank you.
I'm coming over and having a nose at it later as well.
couple of ROMs turning up that might need your something.
Wait for the camera, guys.
Hello there, Tim. We have cartridges.
Ooh.
Delta twins.
Oh, are they? Deltas. Pair of them.
Yeah, pair of deltas. Not
This
often
one's got an
seen.
assembler
No.
built into it.
This one's got.
This
an
has got a
empty
pretty
slot.
picture on it.
Yeah.
Very nice. I shall be over to have a nose in a minute properly, so
Oh yes.
I'm just taking the opportunity before the crowds arrive.
Are they coming? The crowds.
No. No, I hope not. That's the part of the attractiveness of doing it in Port Talbot, isn't it? So Robot Nightmare, ex-Coco game now on the Dragon, is it?
Yep.
The pincer manoeuvre.
The amount of new software coming out is brilliant, isn't it?
Which means they can get some food from downstairs. Does anyone fancy going popping downstairs for some lunch?
Are they doing food downstairs, are they?
Yeah.
Cool.
It's just a round table.
So when Simon gets the high score, what you can then do is you just open the disk, load the Robot Nightmare basic loader, and do run 100, and it zeros the score.
Well done, Simon. Poor old Simon. Oh, so yours is a Nujima flip type board, except with the yeah. That's Mike's dragon with the board flipped over then, is it?
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. And this is an impressive microdeal collection. Look at this lot. Is it almost complete now, is it?
Almost complete, yeah. Just a couple of tandies missing, one auric.
Yeah? An auric one? Which one?
Arena 3000.
I haven't got that, sorry.
And
Because I did find about 8 to 9 auric tapes, including one I'm doing for a video that's coming up that I don't think ever got published.
I didn't bring a white one.
So for the auric community, so any auric people watching the dragon video, you've got something nice coming up. So,
yeah, I think.
but it wasn't a microdeal product. So.
No, I think the micro one's missing. I got Demon Seed missing. I've got a place for that. Mr. Dig, Star Spores, and Grabber.
Wow,
Pretty much it.
that is impressive, including the Sinclair QL publication as well.
Struggling to find this one for a long time, and then 3 turn up at once.
Cuthbert in the Jungle?
Yeah.
Oh, for Tandy, is
Yeah,
it?
there wasn't any release for this one because obviously
Right,
it
TRS-80,
came out
yeah.
later
Yeah.
for the Tandy in the shops, and by that time they were already being taken off the market.
Yeah, well, the TRS-80 was a bit not really de rigueur by then, was it?
John Symes himself said, yeah, we've been sued. So yeah, you can imagine what. So I finally got it working at last. It's been temperamental, to say the least.
Oh, you have to get a Dragon 64 MMC. Oh no, because I got an MMC on my outside bit, but I got a Dragon Plus board in it, so I'll have to get him to the sticker with Dragon 64 MMC Plus.
Well, I did the sticker, so I'll make it.
You?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
These styles normal as the old style ones, aren't they?
Yeah.
Apart from that one, but I don't know if it was actually released or not, or not. So whether it was just like.
Yeah, and obviously the various adventures.
It must have been the very first colour image, but so I made my own. Yeah. Could have, maybe.
Could have looked like that.
Yeah.
Could have, yeah.
With a better printer, maybe. It's not the best. The tape's original, so that I'd
Yeah.
go like that.
Yeah.
Yes, but have a look at this lot. So
It's lovely.
these people have nothing better to do.
Than spend 2 whole days playing with a toy that you created and your dad created.
I know. Yeah. I know. Well, part of it, yeah.
It's your fault.
Ah, sorry.
Yeah. We'd all be out enjoying ourselves if it wasn't for you. And it's
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I am sorry. Here we go.
What happened to Touchmaster?
I don't know. I thought you might know. I was hoping you might know something.
These were much better.
I wonder what this is for.
And actually, this is what should have been done for the quality.
yeah, and to be honest, the Dragon is as good as the BBC's keyboard and its substantial build, and
That's what was it?
yeah, it would have been a lot cheaper for people to buy, wouldn't it? You know.
I know.
Hang on. I've got to hold this a bit more carefully.
Right.
Management.
I think he changed his mind.
So I didn't have any.
Sorry.
Well, that's my birthday, so I wonder whether he didn't maybe want to associate that date.
Was it?
It's my
Oh,
birthday
right, no,
on the
because I
11th of
thought maybe you thought
September.
I'll just do it. Maybe like he wrote it and then thought no, I'll hand it in later.
Well, yeah, it's a
The next is
It is running. It works really well. The Go for
you
it.
can
Yeah.
use more often because I think I actually prefer it. The simplicity of it to the real internet.
Yeah, cool. But this is just clever to have a Dragon running. Well, basically over a.
Period's offer. This is CompuSense's view later. So.
Okay. Running in the slightly high res mode with the 51 or 40 characters basically across this. Yeah, that's brilliant, isn't it?
Oh wow, it's got real news on as well.
I know, yeah, it's today, yeah.
Where's the Boris's back one?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's what I'm checking.
that's not real news, is it? So,
They're so cool. It's just like you just don't see that kind of artwork anymore.
it is pretty impressive artwork, actually.
Yeah. It's the detail, the attention to detail is brilliant.
So it's proper fantasy artwork there, isn't it?
Yeah.
They put a lot of effort into selling it, didn't they?
Yeah.
Things of the artwork kind of it gives you that imagination because the games are fairly basic, but the artwork kind of add that extra dimension in your brain that just filled the gaps. That's
I always thought it was pretty cool, like an alien spaceship or an alien thing. I don't know.
Yeah, and then you load the cassette up and you've got the little green and red and blue blobs. Yeah, so this is written totally in Next Basic.
just Next Basic,
Yeah. And based on obviously the Dragon when he played as a kid.
Yeah. I mean, the first 3 levels are identical. but then I've added like 40 other levels. I've got a boss levels, there's princess to rescue, and yeah, it's it basically just runs the same as the Dragon version.
Yeah, it's very impressive. In fact,
It's the speed. I can't get over how fast it runs, given that it's only at 28 megahertz, but you'd never get that back in the day. And it's like, hey, road to go. Yeah. I've got all these new ideas I want to add in. Just where do you stop? It's like now I can see why games developers have to have a timeline, otherwise you just.
You know the motto? It's good enough. Ship it.
Yeah. It's that kind of give yourself a deadline, otherwise you're never going to get out the door.
Yeah.
It's
But I think it's a great idea to take something you loved as a kid and you've got on your beloved Dragon and put it onto a modern machine. That teaches you the most about how a game works.
Yeah.
There's no Cuthbert. Okay. It was a running joke last year. That's like I don't know that Cuthbert.
By the end, if you wrote down Cuthbert, you would get some perks last year.
Yeah. I think one person actually did get it right by writing Cuthbert down.
Yeah, it was me.
It was you, wasn't it?
Yeah. I gave up in the end, just wrote Cuthbert for everything.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm just saying now, Cuthbert is not the
Damn.
I noticed nobody's brought the Holy Grail of the monitor.
There, look. It's a modern Dragon 32.
Yeah, it's only Trinity, the other white ones. Tony's got one, hasn't he? Their team have got an advantage.
I said that.
Yeah, but he's going to remember.
He's actually on their team.
No, he's not allowed to answer this one.
Oh, okay.
I don't know this.
Flight Simulator, obviously, it's Microsoft product, wasn't it?
Excel.
Yeah.
Mine's gone blank on that.
I just bought this.
I need to study more.
It is a surprisingly good game.
Yeah, it's great. It's really good port.
You rotate this. You rotate the doors, don't you?
Yeah. It's really similar to the arcade.
Adventures released twice then in 2 versions.
Well, don't forget, most of these games came from the Coco.
What graphics mode's that?
It's one of the SGs. It's a shit mode.
No, it's a good quality.
No, it's got.
That's good quality.
It's the different colours for the Dragon.
Look at the colour. Look at the colours.
Yeah.
It's got all the colours.
Yeah, it's got all the colours on the screen at the same time.
Yeah. Puts a Commodore 64 to shame.
That's black magic.
I'm not inviting any Spectrum people again. 7 bright colours and they think they own the place.
15.
I like that.
Hang on, for the Spectrum people, right? If you look at this square here,
Yeah.
it's not blodging.
No.
And it's two words to you. Nirvana engine.
These are the hard
I'm gonna put the back.
No crumbs. We might as well give up then.
Right, okay.
I'm reading something about
Yeah,
that.
me too.
Something really obscure.
Yeah, I do. I remember reading it or seeing it commented on.
I can't remember the guy's name. You know those interviews appeared?
Yeah.
You know those comments appeared a few weeks ago from the forum? They made a comment about something they took.
I have no idea.
There we go.
Is that in a Spectrum font?
Yes.
By any chance?
Primo 4. That's
Yeah.
because we're going up by here.
What are all these people then? And what are they doing here? So what's everybody doing here then? Oh, what's that?
A memento. If you
Oh, look!
Isn't it awesome?
Oh, I made the pilgrimage configure. Yes.
There's a Dragon logo over there.
Yeah.
Above the car park.
Yeah.
And there's no picture from the front. So you can see where the main entrance used to be.
Yeah.
Sort of there.
They've extended up this great court.
Yeah, and there's the dragon, the big dragon data sign as well. That's there.
Yeah.
I think you can still see the footings from the original sign there.
Yeah.
To get us on the corner here, get us something on the corner as a
We were
group.
just
Shitting
we
off.
were just admiring the original pictures.
You're trespassing, you are.
Yeah.
So I've had a look, and I think it's where that sign is now because they wouldn't have to got new planning permission.
With this one here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you can see the foundations. I'm not sure, but I think that's where they are.
That's a security.
Is it?
Yeah, you gave us a beat for some reason. Maybe
I
an
know.
old dragon friend or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Ian.
Offices, isn't it? All lined up.
Yeah.
Can you remember in your mind's eye what the layout was? You still remember that?
I can sort of remember the layout. So we didn't, as far as I remember, we didn't have any windows. Whether or not all of the other home computers of the day have their sort of have obviously will have
They
their
do, and they have
enthusiasm.
their mechas as well. People go to the Sinclair building, and now there's a crew walk right round the building. Look.
We should have bought one of your TVs because the Orion logo is sort of visible up there.
No,
Really?
seriously.
Yeah.
You can see where the Orion logo was on the side of the building.
Brilliant. So
I was just about to say,
what's the Orion?
Orion I don't think. I was about to say.
They make TVs. They
Yeah.
took over the building. He's got
That's the two Orions he's got, yeah.
over the building.
Yeah, it's a bit of a coincidence.
Yeah.
I don't think that part of the building, right, is original. I think it was an Orion extension.
Right,
So I
okay.
think it ended basically where those shrubs are.
Yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah, so the white bit is a new
So does
bit.
it look completely derelict then, or is it? Do you think it's usably?
It looks exactly the same it did 6 months ago when I came
Yeah.
here.
It's definitely been
It
in
does not look as good as when I came in 2017. It isn't.
Sad to see it's a rundown, but there we go. Brilliant day out. And I got the badge. Yay! So a quick trick over to the Best Western at Aberavon Beach because it was absolutely full at Blanco's. So Matt can check in and we'll be back for the Dragon link up to Coco Talk Live.
264 prototype that exists now.
Did Dragon ever sell a 16K machine, or did they only start selling a 32K?
It only sold 32. It was the Spectrum 48K that came out. They realised they couldn't launch with 16 because it just wouldn't. Nobody would buy it.
We didn't know where that went.
But now, after COVID,
I think someone's practicing ready for the competition, are they?
I've already got the current high score.
Have you 400? 10? Oh, he beat me. I can't get any higher than that. Ah, see, distracted him.
Yeah, don't distract me. No, I've got 1170.
What? 1170?
Candy bar.
Ah.
4, 5, 6.
So I think it's pin 12. You want to take it after the resistor?
Well done, Matt. Congratulations. An absolutely lovely prize from Adrian. Look at that, isn't it? An amazing prize, yeah.
You find that you're like, you're forgetting about the dragon green. You can just glance at that.
That's good. Yeah, absolutely on your wall. Well done, mate.
Perfect colours.
I actually call that shade wash flag.
Have I moved now? Sorry.